Welcome to the Big Biz Show, featuring insight, analysis, and a lot of stuff that's none of your business.
Hold on. This is the Big Biz Show. I think it is their business.
Making the markets work for you. Here's the man with the plan, Sully.
Well, hey there, live from the Loft 100 studios in sunny San Diego, California. It's the Big Biz Show, including myself. I'm Sully. This is Mike Costa, our co-host. Mary Burt Godwin, our co-host. Greg Tartaris, our executive producer. And, of course, there's the DTC. DTC.
You're cute.
Oh, my goodness. So I believe, in my heart of hearts,
yes.
This is going to be a great show today. We were talking earlier today about a number of things, including ageism. And I was telling my, I do use this moniker a lot. I got 20 good summers left. I used to say 30.
Yeah.
It was 25, and then it was 20.
Yeah.
And then I was telling my daughter Delaney, who's a traveling doctor. She works for Doctors Without Licenses.
Yep.
And she's a traveling. She's a doctor. She's a doctor of physical therapy. Went to med school, then went to physical therapy things. She was anyway. So now they have a traveling thing where she gets to go 3 months at a time, live wherever she wants. So she's currently in Washington D.C.
Ooh.
And she goes, shouldn't I be starting a career? I mean, and she's staring on the barrel of 30. And I said, honey, you have literally 50 good summers left, and then 5 bad ones.
Yep. Yes.
The Alpo years, if you don't plan. But the point is that we were talking about birthdays, and the fact that ageism is not a thing anymore. You know, dead is the new 60.
Oh, put that on a T-shirt. Holy crap.
Did I see Howie roaming around the building today? Where's Howard? Howard Font. Howard, there he is.
Oh, look at what
Howie with our business.
Hello.
Do you have business news today? Because you look like you're kind of roaming around waiting for
I have
for
the
a beer.
most important news. I mean, the guy that
Because I saw the market. I saw the market. I saw the bond stuff, and we were talking about the devalued dollar earlier. So start off with something here, huh?
Talking about devalued 30-year bonds, we have a birthday today.
What?
Mr. Devin Doan, 30 years old.
Devin Doan is 30. Devin Doan is 30 years old.
Devin Doan is 30 years old.
Oh, hello.
Who's Devin Doan? Is he the jackwagon you do that stuff with?
Is everything rusty?
Is it that? Can we?
Have something for him too.
Yeah, are you seeing what's on the screen here?
Is Miles around?
There's Devin Doan. There's Devin Doan.
Hey.
Who wore it best? Hey.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Look at
awesome.
I think we got
What
some.
is this business?
I think we need to celebrate your Fiesta style. Your Dirty 30. Dirty 30. For
Devin,
Mr.
hold
Doan.
on the mic there.
Senor. Oh wait, let's do this first. There we go.
Oh, I love. Oh, the gold. He's the gold cowboy hat.
And we have.
Oh yeah.
Whoop.
I
Oh,
love
look
the
at.
look. How do I look?
Do you want to? Do you want to wear this too?
You look great.
I don't know if that will.
I think you look fabulous.
Throw it on the square. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
There we go.
We need some tequila for this too.
Someone say tequila?
I
Some
like that.
tequila right back there.
I heard you guys went to the Padre game this weekend.
We did.
You know, Howie wore this out to a birthday party one time.
Oh
Howie,
my.
That's the one
I said, Howie, wrong party.
Yeah.
Now
We don't have
Can I
Padres
say that was all I was wearing?
Yeah.
Now we unfortunately went to the game where we saw the Dodgers hit a grand slam, and we were just like, all right, we should get out of here. Like, you want to go to the bar?
Oh, you went to a bar.
Oh no, we
So-
saw the Dodgers hit a grand slam, then we went to the bar.
Okay, we don't. Oh, okay, got it. We do not have a
I'm
candle
not
for you,
I'm
but
not my grandmother, by the way.
make a wish. This is
Wait.
a French toast cookie.
I'm not my Italian grandmother.
French
You
toast
brown
and Mexican
French toast.
Where's your
sombreros.
mustache up there?
Because
Okay.
it's a nod to my Italian grandmother.
It's
Oh, okay.
French because on your 30th you've already surrendered.
Is
It's
no, no.
over.
It's
I
over.
I do surrender. I'm
Yes.
over it. It's all back in the
Make a wish.
20s.
All right. Go back to, what is this here?
There you go.
Crumbly party
Crumbl
box.
cookies.
Woo!
French toast flavor. He gets his own
that.
French toast flavor.
Look at that.
I'm gonna take my unibrow off.
Pistachio,
We'll put it
wedding
right here.
cake,
Look at this.
salted caramel. I need a bite of
good
all
one.
of them.
I didn't
where's
notice.
the
Flavor
the,
saver.
the cookie
French
cutter?
cookie there.
There we go.
We got a cookie cutter.
How are you 30?
Yeah, dirty 30.
Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. You're 30? Okay, come over here. Yeah, go ahead. Please play. Come over here. What is it? What's the set of a train wreck? Junior Nelson's 30? Howie, see the difference? Big Biz Show. We'll see you tomorrow.
Nothing wrong here. It's my partner.
I'm sorry, Dylan. What's your name?
We do need that.
Loft 100 Studios, the Big Biz Show, and our affiliates and our hosts are not registered investment advisors or broker-dealers.
Our show hosts make no commitment that the purchase of securities of companies profiled or otherwise mentioned in our programming
are suitable or advisable for any person, or that an investment in such securities will be profitable in general.
Given the nature of the company's profile and the lack of an active trading market for the securities, investing is highly speculative and carries a certain high degree of risk.
We profile selected publicly traded and privately held companies on our program.
Most of these companies that we profile have provided compensation to Loft 100 Studios and its hosts for the profile coverage.
From time to time, we sell shares of the companies profiled in the open market that we receive as compensation for coverage of client companies.
But never sell stocks if we are speaking about interviewing or covering a public company who has paid compensation.
Specific questions on compensation can be obtained by contacting producer at sullyandgroup.com.
Listeners should verify all claims and do their own due diligence before investing in any securities mentioned on this program.
Investing in securities is speculative and carries a high degree of risk.
We encourage our investors to invest carefully and read the investor information available at the websites on the
Securities and Exchange Commission at sec.gov and or the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, FINRA, at www.finra.org.
I like it.
Welcome to the Big Biz Show, featuring insight, analysis, and a lot of stuff that's none of your business.
Hold on. This is the Big Biz Show. I think it is their business.
Making the markets work for you. Here's the man with the plan, Sully.
Hey there, live from the Loft 100 Studios in sunny San Diego, California. Big Biz Show is on the air, and good to have you guys along. So we had a great day yesterday. We were just talking about going to the Padre game. A little more that bean footage here yesterday for Jared. Here we go. Can we see a little more Mike Costa footage, please?
Oh, you don't have to.
Oh, yes. Bring that up. That's fantastic. Mike was the. In fact, I brought some of the goodies we had yesterday.
Open
a few more desserts left there.
Out. Oh, I want a cookie.
Some cookies.
Oh my God.
And of course, there's Mike.
Yeah.
Would you like one?
And here they are back in here, Michael. Thank you. Nothing says baseball like caramel cravings.
Ooh, those dirty chips, though.
Who doesn't want a red vine right this second?
Right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I ate almost a whole box by myself.
Oh, that poor lady.
I love how you dumped over the Cracker
Jacks.
You know why I dumped the Cracker Jacks into those little hot dog things for you? So I could pick all the peanuts out before I gave it to you.
Diabolical.
There was 4 in each bag.
Yeah, I know. And Matty Chess, our Sergeant-at-Arms, handed me his prize out of one bag.
What was the prize, man?
It's like they're
a sticker?
Yeah,
remember when they were tattoos? I got a Batman ring one time.
Thank you. It was a prize.
Yeah.
Real prize.
Morons.
A sticker in every packet.
Yeah, thanks.
A fake tattoo in every. Yeah, I don't want to do that.
I got the picture of Jack, like a sticker of Jack.
I got a picture of Jack.
What is Jack?
I got a picture of Jack.
Jack's a jerk.
He's like, Jack's a jerk. Sorry.
What's that?
Hey, Augie Doggy, Jack's a jerk. I thought you were talking about Jack.
No, not that Jack.
That's pretty good.
Can we discuss? I remember San Diego Stadium, as it were called, Jack Murphy Stadium, was the first stadium in the country to start serving more than hot dogs and hamburgers and peanuts and soda pops and beer. They started serving. They didn't just go. You think they go to like the taco? No.
No.
We went to sushi.
I was gonna say. Yeah.
We served sushi at a ballpark, and it made national news.
Yeah.
Now,
Randy Jones barbecue.
no, you were talking about 2000 and late, sister.
Oh.
We're talking about what.
That was 80s.
I'm talking about when we first introduced it. It was the late 80s.
Sushi.
When we had sushi, and then in the 90s, of course, we started seeing more cuisine. Randy Jones barbecue, for example. Randy Jones Hall of Fame pitcher actually he's not Hall of Fame pitcher. Is he Hall of Fame pitcher?
Padres Hall of Fame.
Padres Hall of Fame.
Major League Baseball.
So, but if you go to Petco Park now, it's teeming with economic impact. There's nothing but spending going on. Not only are we a craft beer city here in San Diego, so you've got every craft beer, but you have so many offerings of food. You could have anything you want. You have vegan fare. You have, I think they have, honestly, they have a tandoori restaurant that's coming in, and I'm not joking about it. They've got Indian food coming in. They've got, of course, the hot dogs, hamburgers, stuff like that, but now they've got deli sandwiches like that you get. You know the best delis in the world, in my mind, are the ones you walk into the liquor store and they have the deli counter there?
Always.
And they got the ones with the shaved lettuce.
Oh, yeah.
There's a place called Borden Brew that does the same thing here.
Yep.
So, and of course you walk in there and you couldn't get caramel cravings in the old days.
Never.
You couldn't get,
no.
Well, you could always get that, but you couldn't get donuts.
No, donuts.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
Not at all.
Because I'm typically a 3-inning game guy anyway.
Yeah.
Because I'm there for the fanfare in the beginning and watch batting practice and what the guys are doing.
Well, you used to go and get a bucket of popcorn, and all it was a giant. This was popcorn from a giant bag from Costco.
Yeah,
that was about 4 feet tall.
Yeah.
That they'd pour into a bin.
And now it's
heat it
and
up.
everything's fresh now.
Freshly popped, kettle corn, the whole 9 yards.
What was your favorite? Would you rather go back? Did you have a hot dog yesterday?
Yes.
Did you have a hot dog yesterday?
No.
Did you have a hot dog yesterday?
I did not.
What did you eat yesterday?
The Cardiff Crack sandwiches.
Oh my God. So Cardiff Crack, by the way, is burgundy peppercorn tri-tip that they call Cardiff Crack because it's from Cardiff Seaside Market.
Yes.
And it's addictive.
Yeah.
Did you have some?
I did.
Did you have some crack?
How could you not?
Anybody have crack except for me and James? I didn't have any crack.
Grace didn't get it.
I did, however. Have you ever looked inside of an industrial sausage press, James? I went ahead and ate a hot dog anyway.
Did you?
I went ahead and ate a hot dog anyway. I can't, honestly, every time I go to a baseball game, I have to. Of course. And I don't care. Listen, all the wonderful foods I just talked about, I don't go there because I want a hot dog and some peanuts and a beer. And that's it.
You go in ahead of time knowing that the hot dog is made of lips and a-holes. Okay? So there's no surprise.
And wrapped in pork belly.
And whatever's on the sluicing floor.
But you don't think about it.
I love hot dogs, though.
No.
I don't pay attention to what.
And they were good hot dogs. Do you know what God bless our viewers in Los Angeles. Do you know the worst hot dog on the planet is? Dodger dog. It's horrible.
It's long.
It's long and horrible.
Long and skinny.
It's like
It's not that good.
It's not. Do you know what they need though? I would rather have a rolled up couple pieces of fried bologna in there. Right? Oh, here we go. Mike's getting teary-eyed again.
Fried bologna.
Mike's getting teary-eyed.
You got him. You got him.
Breakfast sandwich. Oh, that sounds so good.
Remind you of the days your mom used to make those for you? Did she poke the hole in the bologna so it wouldn't make the bologna hat?
Of course.
You know the bologna hat, the bologna serape?
Yeah.
Right?
You had to cut it. It's like venting an apple pie when you bake it. Oh, Mom.
Did you just?
Yes, I did.
Did you just compare Bologna to Mama's apple pie?
Your mom didn't
baseball, hot dogs, bologna, and Chevrolet. That's right. I remember the. Do you remember the Matt? Do you remember the baseball, hot dogs, bologna? It was baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet, not bologna and Chevrolet.
Yeah.
Did you? Now, does anyone here? Because you're a traditionalist.
Sure.
From Cincy.
Yes.
Do you harken back to the days of just the regular? Or are you happy they have all this stuff?
No, I like it a lot, but I'm still going to go for my brat.
I know.
How do you not have a brat?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, some yellow mustard, maybe throw some sauerkraut on there.
Oh.
How do you not go there?
Eudemus.
You know, where do we stand on pickle relish on a hot dog?
Love it.
Dill.
Yeah.
It's got to be dill. Can't be sweet.
Oh, you
Oh,
can't.
yeah.
You don't
Dill.
like sweet, yeah.
Hate
Yeah,
sweet.
Sweet is so
No.
friggin' disgusting.
Oh, really?
Bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Geez, there goes our dill sweet.
Sorry, Del Monte.
Sorry, Heinz.
Sponsorship.
So now, are you a mustard on the bottom, dog, mustard on top?
Nope. No.
How do you play it?
Bun, dog, mustard, chopped onion. I'm ready to go.
I like that.
Nothing else.
No little mustard back on top?
Nope.
Little
I'm
trick?
good. I'm good.
I do
It's
love
too much
ketchup on
mustard. And
You put ketchup on your hot dog?
I do.
That is.
Thank you, Trace.
Get out of
Thank
here.
you.
Just
No,
leave.
listen. More people put ketchup on their hot dog than I think they put mustard these days.
I would prefer only ketchup.
Can I tell you my snack? My snack in high school, coming back from Friday night football game or something like that, we would have my dad always had a 14-gallon jug of barbecue sauce in the fridge.
Okay, go on.
Raw hot dog
Go on.
in the barbecue sauce.
Oh, dip it in.
7 or 8 of those raw.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then the next morning,
Yeah.
Mom and Dad's cold pizza.
Oh.
It was 2 of the 4 food groups. Actually 3. Barbecue sauce,
Yes.
raw hot dogs, cold pizza.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we were built like this.
Of course.
When you were young, you could
We
get
were
away
going
with
out.
We
and
were
burning
built
it.
like this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the next day you were going to be outside.
This is Mike's head.
Yeah.
The next day you're going to be outside burning it off for 10 hours.
Yeah.
Be back here for dinner. Now go.
I found myself yesterday thinking to myself, God, I don't want to feel full. I'll have just this one hot dog. And okay, maybe I have another bag of peanuts. By the way, I believe they're doing things to our food, our snack foods, not nefariously, but to get us more addicted to them. For example, I found out yesterday, and I thought correctly because I was eating peanuts. You crack open the peanuts, which is my favorite thing to do at a ball game.
Sure.
They didn't just taste like salt, they tasted like pickle juice. There was nothing on the label that said pickle juice, okay? I went online, and they are now brining their peanuts in pickle juice. Yes, and then they are roasting them.
Oh, yum.
With sprinkles of salt.
That sounds
until they're golden brown. And you don't know it doesn't smell like it, but you're eating it. I can't stop eating this.
Yeah.
Just like I can't stop eating dill pickles.
You know what? Somebody just mentioned the other day that one of the tricks to good Southern fried chicken is to brine it not only in buttermilk, but brine it in pickle juice
There you go.
the night before.
Well, David Garofalo is from the land of pickle juice. He's going to talk about gold coming up next.
I'm going to eat my cookie.
From the Loft 100 Studios, Big Biz rolls on another beautiful day, Southern California. Costa, Mary Burt Godwin, Greg Todoroff, Sully, and joining us right now, one of our all-time favorite guests. He is the founder and CEO of Splash Beverage Group, stock symbol SBEV. Robert Nistico, back with us here on the Big Biz Show. Robert, how have you been, my friend? It's been too long.
Just great. How you guys doing? Good to see you all.
Look at how good you look and sound now. You are a
Look at him.
I've seen you in person, and I got a man crush on you for 3 years now. You know that. Robert Nistico, by the way, was what number employee were you at Red Bull? Were you like the third employee or the fifth employee?
Really the fourth, but we had an assistant also, so it was a very small group.
But not that sounds like it's a sensitive topic or anything.
No. Right.
But that assistant hasn't been seen for some time.
They who shall remain nameless.
You took a company that was unknown as the senior vice president general manager for Red Bull North America to $1.45 billion in sales, had a nice exit, had a long-term vision for the company. So he starts this other great company called Splash Beverage Group, and now he is the founder and CEO of Splash Beverage, and you can see some of the beverages online. I'm going to let you, we haven't talked to you for a while, I'm going to let you catch us up, because what's interesting, it's not only a beverage company, but it's a merger and acquisition company where they're making acquisitions of certain brands that fit into their category. Robert, I'll just let you take it away and fill us in what's going on lately.
Yeah, I mean, it really, we've talked about this some in the past. I mean, technically, we are a straight-up beverage company. We own brands, we build them, we sell them to distribution and/or retail. But our real path to growth is acquisition, and I know a lot of our shareholders are anxiously awaiting news on various acquisitions. I'd like to remind everybody that we're talking about beverage alcohol, so every state has its own licensing. Takes a little bit more time than you'd like, but yeah, our vision is to grow through acquisition and, of course, to grow our legacy brands.
I think one thing that I bring up every time I talk to you, because I want people to understand, is that you were one of the first people to say that distribution, the power of distribution, is always underestimated. And I remember what happened a couple years ago when you had Tap Out go to Walmart on the end caps, and suddenly that changed the face of everything, and that was a distribution model. Talk to us about what the distribution plans are going forward, because I mean you're moving and shaking here. So let's talk about where we think your efforts are. Is the efforts into acquisitions, the efforts into distribution, or is it all the same thing at the same time?
It's all at the same time. I mean, like I said, we have to take care of our legacy brands. That's critically important. But acquisition also gets us further distribution, more retail support. So it's a little bit of both. It's super important that we do both. Moving forward, with our legacy brands, we're really excited about Salt Tequila right now, and Copa Di Vino, and Popo Loco. We're getting enormous retail support on those brands, and you'll hear more about that here in the near future.
Hey, Robert, I want to go back to Tap Out. We just showed these here. I'm going to I don't think I've tried this sparkling favorite.
So this Tap Out here, this is the Tap Out energy drink, and this is the Tap Out recovery drink. Two separate things here. So this is before and after. And I'll tell you what, that Tap Out energy drink is, I mean, I got to tell you, I may or may not have 3 or 4 cases of Popo Loco at home, and we may not have 4 or 5 cases of Copa Di Vino. But my new favorite thing pre-workout is a Tap Out energy drink.
I'm going for it right now, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, but so I have teenage daughters, and these energy drinks are the thing. Whatever the brand, I don't know, the flavor of the day. But I don't love some of the ones they choose because there's a lot of caffeine and a lot of sugar. But these don't have that. And they're dancers, they're competitive dancers. They don't need all that crap in their body. So I'm going to be bringing home all these for them to try. But can you talk about the differences between Tap Out and some of the other ones that are on the market right now?
Yeah, energy drinks. My old boss at Red Bull, he was really the guy that said, let's slice the bread before we eat it with respect to energy.
Yeah, but you know what? It stuck. Let's face it.
Yeah.
By the way, did you know
exactly.
that the Red Bull, the Red Bull F1 team is actually, the fuel actually is Red Bull.
Yeah, unfortunately, Dietrich passed away about a year ago. It's a shame. He was a great guy, a good friend. But my point is, he used to say to me in his Austrian accent, Robert, you don't own ingredients, you only own brand.
Interesting.
And so we focused heavily on brand and quality ingredients, and that builds a platform for a long-standing, very important, century brand. Any of our products, especially our energy products or sport drinks, we're really careful to make sure that they're all natural, and each of the ingredients have what's called GRAS status. It's an acronym for generally regarded as safe. Now, I'm not going to name names, but some of our competitors don't do that.
Yeah.
There's a really, really big, lovely, very, very valuable brand, begins with a C.
Yeah, I didn't realize, by the way, that C brand was actually an energy drink, because I was popping 5 of them before a show one day because I just thought it was soda pop. Hi, Big Biz Show, BigBizShow.com. I mean, honest to God, James East, our music director here, is the one who said, hey, Bob, you know those are energy drinks, right? I just thought it was like apple soda. That was the greatest thing ever. No, by the way, that's why my whole left side went numb, and I was going that day.
Right. No worries.
So continue, Robert. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no. So a good tangent. So it's not everybody uses all natural ingredients. A lot of brands use sucralose still. It's not a natural ingredient. So we tend to use the best type of Reb A, B, D, C, E, which is basically stevia. But sucralose it was a fine ingredient for many years, but it's been outgrown. And a lot of the products you're talking about for your kids have ingredients they have GRAS status, but they're not necessarily considered the healthiest.
Hey, Robert, let's talk about Copa Di Vino real quick, because every time I see this, it's a brilliant idea. It's quality ingredients. It's a good wine. In fact, all the wines in your Copa Di Vino. And it's in a plastic cup.
Ballpark friendly.
It's ballpark friendly. Let's talk about the ballpark friendly part of this thing, because you guys had a great idea into introducing this into ballparks in the U.S. Where are we at with that?
Yeah, we're adding we call that large venue. We're adding large venue on a regular basis, almost weekly, certainly every other week. But more interestingly, the chains are coming on strong. We've made a lot of chain announcements, and I think part of it's the fact that the founder, who is a tremendous winemaker and a good friend, he works for us, James Martin. They always sold it in single serve, so we've now put it in a 4-pack. And I'm not sure if you saw the announcement, but Walmart is now picking up Copa Di Vino 4-packs in 3 flavors.
Yeah, which means, and by that, I will tell you this: there's going to be a grenade effect on this thing. Okay, you toss that grenade to Walmart, okay, and they start selling it. And could you imagine when Middle America, on a retailer like that, Robert? I know that you know this because this is how you guys operate. But that distribution, as you say, that is going to be key here, because can you imagine? You know, we were that house in the cul-de-sac with the 2 kids, and everybody came over to our house for the parties. Mm-hmm. And there's the guys are over. We're drinking salt tequila, right. And the wives are drinking this. When this hits suburbia, Robert, I'm going to tell you right now. I'll tell you what, and I think you know this, but that was a brilliant move. What's the distribution like on that? Is that, are you keeping up with that so far? Because I think you're going to run out of it.
Yeah, sorry about the fire truck. It's telling everybody about Copa Di Vino distribution.
Go to it.
So we're really making tremendous inroads with traditional retail distribution. The brand prior to our acquisition was primarily large venue. Now we're really transitioning into traditional distribution. You should start seeing it in a lot of chains here in the next month or 2.
His name is Robert Nistico. I'm going to call him on the outside. He's going to yell at me since we haven't talked for so long. But I miss you. like a jilted girlfriend, pal. Robert Nistico, CEO, founder, Splash Beverage Group. We roll on. Stand by.
Like margarine on a roll, it is smooth. It's the Big Biz Show. Costa, Mary Bird Godwin, Greg Todoroff, and Sully. Here you go.
Mike Costa. Little chocolate donuts. Bunions. Fire Cheetos and gravy. No, I'm sorry, that's your blood type. That's your blood type. I beg your pardon. Okay, I'm very excited about our next guest. I don't know if he remembers or not.
Okay.
But he was on the air with us several times in the old studio via Zoom. I learned about Don Saladino. And by the way, if you could pick he has a perfect last name because your last name would be Mike Meatball Adino.
You're right.
Or Mike Mayonnaise Adino.
Mike Morning Gravy.
His is Don Saladino.
Yeah.
Okay.
Saladino.
He's a coach. He's a fitness entrepreneur, but he is an influencer, and he is one of those guys that makes Ryan Gosling look like I'm not sure if you do Ryan Reynolds look like Ryan Reynolds with his shirt off, which I know that you have as a screensaver, Mike. Long story short, now I was a taco shy of 400 pounds at one point when you and I first met.
Yes.
And I got fit, and then as you get older, it gets harder and harder. He has a program and an app and everything else that comes up, but he's one of these guys that is literally fitness trainer to the stars. And I'm not talking little stars. I'm talking huge stars. I give you Don Saladino. Suck it in. Here he is, right here. What's up, Don?
Hey.
What is he, bro? What's up, man? How are you? Good to see you again. Do you remember coming on with us before?
Yeah. Now you listen. I started hearing the intro, and I'm like, I remember these guys. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Hey, look, can I ask you before, because I want to talk about your products and stuff like that, and I know Mary is probably going to take the interview over after this now that she's seen you. How did you get? Obviously, you're fit. And you know what you're doing, and we'll get to that in a second. How did you get your first celebrity gig? Because I know that you trained Blake Lively. I know you trained Ryan Reynolds, and there's a whole. If you go to his website, you can see all of them. How did that? Like, what was the first? Oh, there they are. There you go. Oh, Hugh Jackman. He's a fatty. Oh my God. Look at all of the fit people.
These are all your celebrities.
They're all hideous.
Jake Gyllenhaal. So here's my question for you. How did that start? Because I bet you, I don't take you for the type that goes out there as a look at me guy and goes out there and hunts down celebrities. How did that first happen for you?
No, I got to be honest. The whole celebrity coach angle is it's a bit cringy in my industry. It's no, but honestly, I started as a coach back in '99. I broke off. I started. I opened my own independent training business. I raised $5 million. I opened my own gym. I raised $1.5 million. I started an app company that we called Driven years later, and we were running a golf fitness training facility. We were working with rotational athletes, so I put a lot into my education. I started understanding about digital marketing early on, but I lived in this performance physique world where I've been on about a dozen covers. I was on the cover of Muscle and Fitness, I think 3 times in the last 4 or 5 years, and I was an athlete, but I also always loved looking a certain way with my shirt off. And I think the first actor was Hugh Jackman, and I met him through luck. It was.
Oh, no kidding. So
no, it was guys. I never sought out to. It's just people are people. Like I like taking on projects. It's fun for me when someone comes to me with a goal in mind. And to be honest with you, when someone comes in and they're like, I have 2 months, I have 3 months, I typically am always like, oh God, here we go. But it's part of the job.
Oh my God, look at this.
Yeah, I believe in long-term investments. I believe in, working with people and getting them in shape and teaching them how to do these things over time.
I have another question for you, and I can do this from experience because I've seen your stuff. I've been on your I think it's an app, if I'm not mistaken. Is it still an app that you still have?
Yeah, so DonSaladino.com. I mean, we have an app. We have challenges, which I think are fantastic because
the one thing is that you take an approach that one size does not fit all, which I think is really, really interesting in the fitness business because so many people say, okay, do this, and you don't do that. You're able to take an individual approach with the masses. How the heck did you figure that out?
Yeah, I mean, listen, first off, I never try and sell anyone anything. If you want to go to my site, I've got a free program on there. Take advantage of it. It's always what I tell people to do, to just kind of learn how I like to operate and get them working. But yeah, I mean, this is training someone is working with an individual. It's figuring out a puzzle. It's every single person's different. We sleep differently. We have different stressors in our life. We can move differently. And you know what? We have different triggers, right? So I think it's something where when someone is really struggling to want it, they, you know, I'm not going to turn around and throw the kitchen sink at them. So sometimes it might be where I'm designing a 20-minute program, I'm getting them moving, I'm building confidence. And then when they start seeing success, they start asking me those magic words, what's next? And that's a beautiful thing.
Don Saladino, coach and fitness entrepreneur with us here on BBS. And Don, for the record, I have a Ryan Reynolds poster above my bed. It is not a screensaver. Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, exactly. I go to the beach and people call Greenpeace and they want to roll me back in the water. I mean, what, like, the first thing you have to...
Did you hear what he said? He goes, I want to look a certain way with your shirt off. When's the last time you looked at yourself with your shirt off?
Oh, God.
That's why we don't have mirrors in our house.
Don, we're gonna fly you in.
Yeah.
You're going to come stay here for a couple weeks.
Don, number one thing when somebody comes to you, and like you said, I got 3 months, I got to get ready for this role, you know, I got to cut down and just get rocked or whatever. What do you have to establish first? Is it metabolism? Is it body index? What do you have to immediately go to?
I think the first thing I do is we try and figure out, what are we trying to create? So, you know, if it's and you said getting ready for their wedding dress. Yeah, look, what does this person envision themselves looking like? Or the actor, or if they're playing a role in a movie, what is this character that they have in mind that they have to become? That's what I think a lot of people don't realize, is that when I'm training someone to look a certain way and feel a certain way, it's because they have to act like this character. So if they're going in acting like Wolverine and they're 130 pounds soaking wet, they're not really going to be able to portray the believability of that character. So I think the first thing I do is I sit down with them and we'll go on, Google, we'll go on the internet and we'll look at pictures. I remember one time, I think I sat with, it might have been Liev Schreiber, where he had to look like almost like this Russian shot putter for a specific role that he was playing. He wasn't playing a Russian shot putter, but that was the character, that was the athlete that he pulled up on the screen. And then that gives me an idea of what are we working with, and what do we need to try and become? And then from there, it's understanding their tendencies, their nutrition, their training, their rest. And then based off of that, then I design a program. That's where the magic is I'll kind of make my assumption of what they need. And then throughout the way, I'm making adjustments to create this character. Sometimes I'll be honest, sometimes I go in a role and I'm like, all right, well, we don't have to do much. And they're like, yeah, you're right. You've got 3 months. They're only training 3 days a week. Their physique's already there. We just want to send them off to that role, to act in that role, to where their body's resilient and it doesn't break down. So I've done it all. I've had people had a gain muscle, lose muscle, put on body fat, lose body fat. I mean, I've trained over 40,000 sessions in my life. Wow. So I think understanding, now to take this globally and deliver this to the masses, it's very easy because I'm very patient and I like working with each individual. So if I have 1,000 people in my challenges a month, yeah, they'll be, all of them will tell you. I speak to all of them through Facebook, or I'm putting up videos every morning. It's me actually coaching. I think that's where a lot of the magic comes from.
How do you kind of weed through that? Are there any misconceptions flying around right now that we kind of need to be aware of? And then also for me, where does age play into it? When you're working with someone that's crossed a certain age.
Who may be 30 years old.
30, 30 plus a few. But does that change what then a body should be doing and the workouts?
Well, let's start with the age. I mean, you're a lot younger than I am. So, I think we're I've got a lot. She's shaking her head. No, I just turned 47 about 2 weeks ago. So I think you're in a good place. Yeah, listen, does age have something to do with it? I think training volume, training intensity, I think we have to understand that your body's going to recover a bit differently, but you could still, I feel like I'm in the best shape I've been in my life. Now, do I need to think about things differently? Recovery, mobility, 100%. Am I waiving the intensity of my workouts? 100%. Am I paying more attention to sleep now than I was when I was 25? 100%. So I think I've worked with people, into their late 80s. I had one gentleman at, I think 74 years old, was doing sets of 10 on the pull-up. I mean, there is hope for all of us. We're all getting older, inevitable. But I think what starts happening is we give up. And we're under these, well, I'm getting older. Well, we're all getting older. My 15-year-old son's getting older. But I think it's how we approach it. How smart are we with our nutrition? Are we minimizing, alcohol consumption, doing things that are going to pay dividends? So question number one is 100%. It does make a difference when you're working with someone who's a bit more, I like to use the word seasoned, guys.
I like it. I like it. Yeah.
There's no reason why we can't set, I call them PRs, personal records, when you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. I've done it. I'm living proof with the people that I've worked with.
Don, real quickly before I let you out of here, first of all, we're at 125 million TV homes across the U.S. weeknights. We just picked up Bloomberg Financiero in Mexico, and we've just picked. We're doing a pilot series for Bloomberg EU. Big giant addressable audience here. I want them to know how they can work with you. They can go to donsaladino.com. But what do you offer there? Because I hope you'll come back with us on a regular basis. And I'm happy to promote it.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, listen, appreciate it. Very simply, donsaladino.com. Go on there, download my free program. Let's just start there. Download my free program, use it. It's body weight only. I have challenges. I have programs I sell globally.
Well, good. Well, we'll see you tomorrow. We're going into a Friday tomorrow.
Awesome.
Yep. John, we'll see you very soon.
I want to spend a month with him straight.
Yeah.
I just go up there and live with him for a month.
They say abs are made in the kitchen. I believe that 100%, don't you, Mike? Or in the 7-Eleven.
Or destroyed in the kitchen.
There you go.
Coming up next, Amit Kumar. We're going to talk about breast cancer. Stand by.
Big Biz Show. Another beautiful day in Southern California. We are in the Loft 100 studios. More specifically, Carlsbad, California. No, it's not home of the Caverns. Costa, Mary Godwin, Greg Todorov, our executive producer.
That's right.
That guy's Sully.
Hey, we had such a great conversation. I think it was last week before last, with Derek Dresselhuys, who is the CEO of S Incorporated, stock symbol GWH. About long-term energy storage. And man, all of the articles in the news in the last week about long-term or long-duration energy storage. I mean, it's Eric, when you have your cell phone and you're having dinner with your wife and you talk about I want to go to Barbados and she wants to go to Croatia, and suddenly everything on your phone is Barbados, Croatia.
Yep.
The phones must have been listening, or the news must have been listening, because I'm seeing so much news about long duration energy storage. Did you notice that in the last couple of weeks? Because this is a cycle, isn't it? I mean, we got blasted the last couple of weeks with this stuff.
Yeah, it's been a little, maybe that's just the way news cycles go, but New York Times, huge article, and then about 5 articles followed that.
I know, it was just
within
nuts.
a day. It's really everywhere.
Well, so what has changed? And we'll go back, because we picked up Bloomberg EU as a pilot so they can watch the show, and that audience, which is about 25 million, have not seen your stories. We're going to take it from the top of you, but just to start off with, what has changed in the energy storage space that makes it? I mean, it was as important last year as this year. Why suddenly all the attention?
Well, I think it actually is getting a little bit more important, and there's a couple of things driving it. The first is, there's a lot of talk these days about what the impact on the total energy system from things like AI are going to be, right? So if you think AI is an energy hog, right? So you need to have more energy, more electricity to provide the power for AI. And then you combine that with things like the war in Ukraine, which is for your EU audience, has been a huge issue, because the previous plan had been to rely on Russian gas, and that's how we were going to keep the lights on. And that doesn't seem like such a good plan anymore. So people are trying to find ways to ensure we have resiliency and reliability, and that's where long duration kicks in. It's really the only way to ensure that we can keep the lights on going forward.
Eric, as far as your race, energy storage, green energy, you guys are at the top of the pyramid. How many other people, though, are nipping at your heels to get where you are?
Well, there's, the world's woken up to it, and you can't have a huge market without having a lot of people kind of decide they want to get into it. The advantage that we have is we've been doing it longer. So most of the alternatives are still in the lab, and there's still ideas, and maybe some of those will come together and they'll turn into real products. A lot of them will fail and fall by the wayside. The other ways we've had to do this historically are just frankly too expensive or too hard to do. So when people ask how long have we been doing energy storage, I usually pull up a picture of the Hoover Dam. Right? And say, we've been doing it for a long time. The problem is doing things like hydro are environmentally, almost impossible to permit these days. And, anybody that's tried to build a house recently knows, inflation is a bad guy for things like construction costs, whereas we have a technology curve, so our stuff's getting cheaper as time goes by, not more expensive.
Hey, Eric, for those folks that have not heard your story behind S Inc. and GWH, which is a stock symbol, you can go to sinc.com. That's ESSinc.com. Talk on a very high level on what you guys do so folks can get familiar with it that haven't seen you before.
Yeah, so we've built a battery that stores energy using iron, salt, and water. So it's got a really low cost point. It's really safe, and importantly, we can source all the materials locally. So we build these batteries here in just outside of Portland, Oregon, and we ship them all over the world. We made a big announcement of a new customer in Africa this week. We're doing projects in Australia and in Europe. What appeals to people is that you've got a battery that can store energy for 8, 10, 12 hours or more. You can do that in a way that's really safe. So some of the problems that lithium batteries have had are avoided. They kind of tend to start on fire, which is a bad thing. And then the last thing is people I think are really excited about the fact that we're building these batteries here in the U.S. So so much of the technology we buy in the world of energy in general comes from China and other places. And we're part of this trend of bringing it back to the U.S. and building it here locally.
Eric Dresselhuys, CEO of S Incorporated, stock ticker symbol GWH, with us here on the Big Biz Show. Eric, there was a while there where products made in the United States, people in other countries would say, "Oh, it was made in the United States." Has that flipped now, where other countries, in particular, what you're building, your company is making, say, "Oh yeah, that's what we want from the United States"?
Oh yeah, 100%. People, not just the products, but people like doing business with American companies. We're honest. We fulfill our contractual obligations. And so I think that this idea, there's this concept of friendshoring that's come up. So I look at like our friends in Australia or some of the projects we're doing in Europe. We buy components from those places. They buy products from us. Everybody's really good trading partners. Rule of law is the rule of the day. And I think that's what people are looking for as we're transitioning the core infrastructure that keeps our houses heated and our businesses running. They want to buy stuff from people that they know and trust.
Eric, one last question for you, and I love that you're back on the air with us. It's obviously very timely. So you brought up something to us when we first met, and it was called energy transition. I'm sure you remember. You probably say that a lot. How do you prepare as a company for energy transition? Because that means transition into the infrastructure, transition to adoption rates on how we're going to, are we buying the fact that it's going to happen? Talk to us about your strategies as a company for that, because you have to be, this is like an everyday thing for you.
Oh yeah, we live the life every day. And the thing that I think is hard for people is we kind of take the infrastructure we have for granted. We the poles and the wires, the roads and the sewers and everywhere, everything that goes into our core infrastructure. We've built that up over 150, 200 years.
Yeah, right.
And now we're going to transition it all in the next 30 years. And so the scale at which we're going is really, mind-bending. You have to just think about doing things at a scale that you've never thought of before. And that means, going bigger, going faster, driving cost out, making it easier to do. And that's what we spend our days thinking about.
Well, his name, of course, Eric Dresselhuys, CEO of S Inc. That's ESS Inc. And their stock symbol, of course, GWH. So great to have him on the air with us. And once again, you can go to sinc.com, ESSinc.com. There he is with the man from Congress that's pushing this thing through.
What is it? Water,
salt, and tequila. It's called a ranch water.
Yep.
Little lime on top.
Delicious.
Delicious. What do you know about alcohol? That it's delicious, and I love it.
What is it, Brian?
Mike and Dave need wedding dates. That does it for us. That wraps up a Tuesday. We'll see you on Wednesday. See you later. Bye.